In today's video, I'll be sharing with you 6 foolproof signs that the girl you've been checking out wants you to approach her so you can go make your move.
What are some signs you give a guy if you want him to approach you?
And make sure to watch until the very end, because I'll give you a bonus tip that will allow you to approach nearly any woman at any time, even if you don't see all of these signs. All right, man, before we dive in, I want you to see that approaching women is often way more effective than online dating for getting dates for 5 main reasons. Number 1, you stand out from all the other guys. There is countless competition online. There is way fewer guys who actually have the cojones to go up and approach a woman. And when you're thinking about getting dates, you need to consider methods that have a lot less competition so that you can stand out. Number 2, you know her vibe and energy. You're not gonna get catfished because you already know exactly what she looks like and you have some sense about her because you've already interacted with her in person. Number 3, she knows your vibe and energy, so she's gonna be a lot more comfortable with you for the exact same reason. Number 4, you showed massive courage. You had the balls to approach her. Beautiful women are attracted to men who are confident and courageous and who take action. You can't show that online, at least not in the same way. So when you approach her in person, as long as you do it the way that we show you, she's gonna be a lot more attracted to you versus online dating, which is all about pictures. Basically, it's all about your looks. And number 5, because of that exact same reason, you can usually date women that are much more attractive when you approach them in person because it's not all about your looks anymore. It's about how you actually made her feel in that moment. So unless you're a ridiculously good-looking Abercrombie model, you're probably gonna do a lot better approaching women in real life. Plus, it's just way more fun to actually go out and meet women in real life versus sitting at home just swiping. Bro. So don't be that guy that when a woman walks past him, he thinks, golly, I hope we match on Bumble. What the f? All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's jump into sign number 6, that she wants you to approach her. She makes eye contact with you more than 2 seconds. Do you know what a woman does when she catches the eye of someone she's not interested in? She quickly looks away and usually tries to avoid looking in that general direction for the rest of the night.
That's the moment where I shut it down on that look initially. So I give the look back, which says, I'm not interested in you.
So if she keeps eye contact with you longer than 2 seconds, then she definitely finds you interesting and probably wants to know more about you.
If I like the guy, I will look at him longer than I usually do.
Usually that alone is enough assurance for you to go ahead and walk up to her. But if you're looking for some more assurance, then make sure to look out for a smile. If she smiles when she's looking at you, or if she gives you what I call the 3-part glance, which is when she looks at you, looks away, and then looks back at you with a smile on her face, then that's a definite sign that she wants you to come over.
You look and you not smile, but you look with the interest in him. So that's what I do.
Any further hesitation from you at this point will just make you look like a scared little boy, and she'll very quickly lose interest.
My vagina would just retract.
Next on our list of things to look out for if you want to know if she wants you to approach her, 10 times out of 10, when a woman wants you to come over and talk to her, she'll make it very clear with her body language. Her body will be very open to you. That means she'll most likely be leaning towards your direction or even turn completely towards you. One of the clearest body language cues that a woman wants you to come approach her is she starts preening when you come closer to her or when you start looking in her direction. This kind of looks like when a bird fluffs or arranges its feathers when it's trying to attract a male to mate with. When you notice that she often seems to be fixing her hair or adjusting her earrings or reapplying lipstick, she's likely expecting you to come up to her soon and she's trying to get herself pretty.
Maybe somebody like, you know, say hi or
down.
like, yeah, being sexy. Like, I think for me, eye contact.
At this point, a lot of guys start thinking, well, why don't women just approach me? Like, why don't women approach guys? Why is it us guys that have to do all the work?
Do you approach me?
Me? No.
No.
It's not happening.
No? Never?
No.
And my simple answer is this: taking action, stepping into tension, and doing an act of courage is highly masculine. And yes, there are women who can definitely step into their masculine and go approach a guy. It's just rare because most women have a more feminine essence. And most men with a masculine core or masculine essence are gonna be attracted to those types of more feminine women. So when you're thinking, why don't women approach me more? Why don't women approach men more? You're basically saying, why can't I just be more feminine and women be more masculine? Well, the reason is it's gonna depolarize the relationship. Most attractive feminine women want a masculine man, a man with a more masculine core, which is why women find it very attractive when you approach them in a confident and charming way. It makes them light up from the very beginning because you're showing a very masculine quality when you approach her. All right, let's jump into the next sign, which is one that you'll commonly spot because most women aren't bold enough or assertive enough to do this. But this one does happen sometimes, so I don't want you to miss it. And it's basically the female equivalent of a big neon sign above her head. And it's simply if she's checking you out. This is gold. If she's clearly looking at you from head to toe, this is definitely not the time to get all flustered and hide. No, no, no. This is the time to grow your big man balls and walk up to her with confidence.
The other day, I liked the guy. It was in a club. He looked at me. I didn't look at him, but I looked to his eyes, so he understand that I was interested. So he come to get my Instagram and everything.
Any hesitation at this point will probably make her mortified at what she just did. And because women hate rejection twice as much as men, she will avoid your eyes like you were Medusa for the rest of the night. Sign number 3 that she definitely wants you to approach her is when you find that she keeps coming closer to you. Maybe you both spotted each other when you were at the bar and she was at a table with her friends in the middle of the restaurant. Then you turned around to order a drink, and when you turned back, she's standing by the jukebox, miles away from her friend and a lot closer to you. Or maybe she was in front of you in line and she let the 2 other people that stood between the 2 of you go on in front of her. The point is, as soon as you notice that she's trying to create some sort of proximity between the 2 of you, this is usually a very clear sign that she wants you to talk to her. This next one is one that I see so many guys often take for granted, is when she says something indirect to you, or sometimes not even to you, but in your general direction. Here's what I mean. Maybe you're at a crowded bar and you're watching the game on TV and she throws an open question to the whole room, something like, "Oh great, who's playing tonight?" Or you're walking down the street and she stops you and asks you what time it is, or she asks you for directions. What happened is she just started a conversation with you, which is basically an opening for you to make your move. And this is something women do a lot because she wasn't direct in her intent or interest in you. So it won't sting her as badly if she feels like you rejected her. She could even get her answer from someone else, and no one would be the wiser that she was actually trying to get you to talk to her. But do not miss out on these sort of signals, because like I said earlier, women rarely approach men. So if she did, even just to ask a simple, very indirect question, take it as a hint. I see so many guys say, "Well, she was just asking me for directions, so I gave her the answer, and that's it." Which could be true, but it could also be true that she used the directions as an excuse to talk to you. And she was hoping that you would take the hint and take it further. Remember, the masculine is more direct in its communication style. The feminine is a lot more indirect. So unless she's totally in her masculine at the moment, she's probably not gonna walk up to you and say, "Hi, you're really handsome. What's your name?" In fact, I've only had something like that happen 2 times in my entire life, and both times I thought the girl was a hooker.
She's a hooker, isn't she? A prostitute, yes.
And both times the girls were pretty cute, so luckily I wasn't dumb enough to say, "Are you a hooker?" No, I just said, "Are you working right now?" And both times the girl said, "No, what are you talking about working?" And I said, "Oh, I thought you worked at one of these stores. Anyways, hi, my name is Matt." And it went quite well. Now I know what you're thinking. Why can't more girls be like that? And yeah, we would love it if they could just step into that masculine energy when they saw a guy like you. But unless you look like Brad Pitt from Troy, probably not gonna happen very much. And finally, gentlemen, sign number 1, the last but definitely not the least signal that she wants you to come over and have some chit chat, is when she sets up a situation where the 2 of you might run into each other. Now guys, this is one sign that you do not want to let slip past you, because it creates what they like to call in Hollywood a meet cute that will make an awesome story for you to tell others if it ends up working out between the 2 of you. Basically, a meet cute is a romantic comedy movie scene where the 2 people meet for the first time under unusual, humorous, or cute circumstances. So if you find yourself bumping into her at the grocery store aisle, or full on running into each other with arms full of books in the library.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, that's crazy. Nobody ever gets my order. I'm Steve.
I'm Claire.
As long as she's not preoccupied with somebody else or giving you the stink eye, then that's a pretty clear sign that she may have constructed that opportunity, and she definitely wants you to introduce yourself. Believe it or not, there are actually dating coach companies for women that take the clients out to public places and try to construct these meet cutes. There needs to be more of those companies. Now, that's it for the list, but I want to address something that's, I think, very important so you don't miss out on opportunities. Some dating coaches out there will say it's best to wait for 2 or 3 of these signs before you go up and talk to her to be sure that she really wants you to approach her. I don't think that's a good idea. In fact, I say all of these signs. And here's why. By the time you're sitting around waiting for any of these signs, you're probably gonna be getting in your head and overthinking the situation, overthinking what do you say to her and how do you go about approaching her. Or simply, the situation changes. Maybe she wasn't showing you any signs, or maybe she was showing you some signs, but you just didn't catch them. Then at the end of the day, you end up not talking to that beautiful woman that you wanted to approach. And honestly, guys, I've approached somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 women in my life. I don't know the exact number, I lost count. And to be honest, if I was waiting for these signs, it would be probably like 10 or 20 women. I rarely see any of these signs. The only sign I need to see, which is what I recommend for you, are the following 3 requirements. Number 1, she's not in the middle of something very important. And if she is, you could just wait until she's not doing that thing that she's doing. Number 2, she's not with a man. And even if she is with a man, it could just be her gay best friend or her brother. So even then, I kind of break that rule oftentimes and I still approach. And then number 3, you find her attractive. That's it. Those are the only signs or requirements that you actually need. Now, it's still good to know the other 6 that I mentioned, because if you do see one of those 6, you definitely want to capitalize on it. But you don't want to only wait for those signs, or you're gonna miss a lot of opportunities, because sometimes a woman's just walking down the street and she didn't even see you. But if you saw her and she's not busy, she's not with a guy who's clearly her boyfriend, and you're attracted to her, then go talk to her. Because I see no reason why you shouldn't be able to just walk up to her like the calm, confident man that I've taught you to be. You give her a charming compliment, ask her a few questions to make sure you like her besides just her looks, and then ask her out for ice cream. Don't hesitate to make your move. As long as you approach her in a bold, honest, and open way that makes her day, she'll absolutely love it. And if it seems scary because you didn't see any of the 6 signs, then just walk up to her and ask her for directions, and then notice her reaction. Notice if then, after you ask her where Starbucks is, she gives you some of those signs. Those are pretty clear indicators that she wants you to keep going. And even if she's not into it, it's totally fine. Not every day is Christmas. You'll probably get another shot with someone equally as attractive tomorrow. Now, to reduce your chances of getting rejected so that you create an amazing first impression that sparks instant attraction and a deep connection within seconds, I created a free approach blueprint that helps you overcome any hesitation or approach anxiety that you might have and quickly get a phone number or an instant date with a woman that you see in any situation in as little as 2 or 3 minutes. So make sure to download your free copy. There's a link down in the description and to the right of this screen. My name is Matt Artisan from the Attractive Man Coaching Team, and I'll see you in the next video.